Alrighty, 2012 F-150. This goes through 2009 through 14, 12th generation. CV axle in the front, and upper control arms and lower ball joints. We're gonna get all this swapped over. Let's check out the parts. So here is our plethora of parts. So went to O'Reilly's to get the CV axle. It's gonna be lifetime warranty, so if I even change it one time, it's paid for itself. It is different for passenger side to driver side. They do have a different part number. They're a different length and measurement and all that. But yeah, if this gets replaced even one time at O'Reilly's, it'll pay for itself. So there's a seal that goes on this side and the inside of the CV axle, and I was not super confident with what they were bringing up at O'Reilly's, so I ran to Ford and got the correct seal. There's the part number. They are able to look it up by your VIN, so they get it correct for your vehicle, make, year, model, submodel, all that. That is spot on. But like I said, lifetime warranty on this, not on the seal. There's the part number. And then the upper control arms, let's see. And same thing, they're gonna be different. So passenger side, right. There's the part number for it. There's the part number for the passenger side. And then the ball joints are identical, same part number. And we'll have to press those out. Should be a lot of fun. Let's get it done. So I totally skipped a step, so I had to set it back down on the ground real quick. Grab you a pen, paper, and a measuring tape. So when you replace the upper control arms, you're going to want to measure the distance from here to the ground and your tire to here, and take note of both those measurements. It seems dumb, but when the upper control arms get locked in by the two caster bolts at the top by the strut tower, they kind of lock it in, so it helps adjust the pitch of the caster or camber. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. It's basically the top of the tire in or out. I'm drawing a blank at the moment, but we're going to take note of that real quick. So let's see, 31 inches. We can go and write down all three: tire to ground, fender to ground, and then the gap. But that way we can make sure we get pretty close to it with new parts, and we're definitely going to get an alignment after that. So roughly 31 inches at the top of the tire, and from the ground we are looking at basically right at 39 inches. So 39. We can measure this distance here. Let's see, 8.5. Let's see, 8. Yep. So we'll get that going. Now we can take the tire off. So these brake caliper mounting bolts, not the actual brake caliper, but the mount that holds it, is 184 foot-pounds. So you can see that that was a little tough. It didn't bent my pipe, no pun intended. But just keep these bolts in the same orientation they came out with. So that's the top one. Get this whole out, how it is. It's playing hooky. Compared to the back, front ones are quite a bit heavier and stout. I can't even find it. Too loose for a ratchet, too tight for by hand. Doesn't make any sense. Alright, got my coat hanger. It's my S-hook, because you do not want your brake line to get a kink in it. I may have just learned a lesson, but Oh, that's a 10. Okay. Tip for you then is the brake hose has a tab here on the control arm or the spindle mount. 10mm bolt. Might want to take it off first because it's kind of kinking around that. So learn from my mistake. One of the best tools I've ever bought. Christmas tree remover. Use it for everything. Even for tie rod in. That's what tie rod. Now, is it the proper way to be tapping on things with the hammer? No. They do make presses and stuff, little tools and grommets that will squeeze and press it out properly and safely without damaging anything. But this, all it does is give it a little bit of a maul. To do it a couple of times, it's not gonna really hurt anything. And clearly you saw it popped up within like 5 hits. So now we're dropping this down. So lower ball joint is all that's holding the spindle on. And now we've got full access to the CV shaft. So I took off the 13mm at the outside earlier. So this came down, I caught it, we got everything out of the way. So we're gonna take off this little spark flap back here, get out of the way, and then get the boom. There's that. So far left, directly above the CV joint, and then on the front side of the power steering rack and pinion. That thing does not look gravy. So try to get you in here closer. As you can see, we've got a jumble of wires here. So you can see exactly what I'm looking at. That is what. So this is a seal here, and this is where this thing is moving. Can't really do it one-handed, but if yours has movement like that, I mean, that's just by hand. That is not right. So when we're driving down the road, that's what's going. And it's quite annoying, and I'm sure it's not good for the rest of the components. I think there's an output shaft here that goes into this, and yeah, it can't be good for anything. So I'm gonna get CV joint, big boy, off there, take a toothbrush or a bristle brush or something and brush off because that's dirt. So when we take the seal off, we do not want to get any of this dirt or debris inside the 4-wheel drive axle tube. So let's get on. So I got the pry bar, and since that seal's getting replaced, we're gonna have to pry against it. I think that was it. Well, part of it. Let's keep going. There we go. So even though we're not replacing the strut, I'm gonna have to take off the top bolts, allow the strut to come down. It should clear the tower, come out, and allow this to come out. So best thing I could find online, and frustration, is this is not going to clear unless the strut comes down. The only way the strut's gonna come down is if I unbolt this entirely, just enough to get it down, let it drop down and relax, get this free of the cap, pull it out, deal with this, fix it, put it back, and then start rebuilding. So we'll have to end up getting alignment, but that's okay, need to be done anyway, so let's get on it. gotta get a socket on the inside. 13/16 to be exact. Paper towel and cover up the inside or the back side of the 4x4 actuator, because all this dust and debris. There we go. Oh, doggy. I mean, these outer bushings, these don't look too bad, but that ball joint, man, that is, for only being 1 year old, and they are, I believe, welded in. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think you can change just the ball joint. You have to do the whole control arm. That is, it's too loose for 1 year. Good thing we're changing it. All been waiting for. Ah, put my hand right in the grease. I believe I'm actually gonna go ahead and glove up for this one because this stuff stinks. If you can see here, this came all the ways from the inside of the pumpkin. It's supposed to detach right here. You can get that done real quick. This has to go back inside the truck. well, that could be part of the problem. So that snap ring, you just saw it fall. That snap ring is gone. So somehow water got in there, and that is rusty too. I don't like the look of that. All right, so we are kind of paused on the CV axle, CV joint going back in. Discovered that there's a C-clamp or circlip, retainer, axle retainer clip, whatever you want to call it. It's got several names. Just on the end of it that is rusted out and broke. So when I get the part tomorrow, I'll show you guys as we go to reassemble. That'll be in video too. I'll show you it and the part number in case yours is gone or just mangled up or rusted out just like mine. But for now, we're going to move forward. We're going to take out the spindle here, go and drop it off, and that way we can get the lower ball joint pressed in and out, and then once I get that part tomorrow, we'll start reassembly. So let's get on it. Alright, so the lower ball joint, the nut that's on the bottom of it is a 24 millimeter. You're going to want to use a deep socket because it's got protrusion. Let's see if you can get this. Look. So kind of a little tip there for you. Make sure to put the nut back on your ball joint so when it drops, it hits that. You'll feel it drop, but it doesn't hit the ground or your feet or fingers or pinch anything. And then you can lift it up and remove it at your choice. But now the spindle's free. I'm telling you, man, get you one of these. You get a piece of rebar that's, you know, 3/4 inch. That might work similar. Something like that, an old screwdriver that has no head on it. Put it to work. That works. Let's get in there and get this ball joint out. That pop is always the scariest thing. Bam! There we go. That thing's ugly. I don't know. Not super content with this brand. Like I said, TRQ. Save a buck, repair your truck. I like this one much better. It's got splines on it. And this is a lifetime warranty from O'Reilly's, so one and done, son. It breaks, no mistakes. Bring it back for a full replace. It's pretty clean. Now, they say you're supposed to probably lubricate it and whatnot, put it back in there, but yeah, about that. This is more at-home DIY, so follow me for more tips. What combination to use? There we go. Well, it was all done, so we're waiting for parts for the four-wheel drive. We'll get that tomorrow at Ford. Lucky little Ford dealer gets all my business. Take you guys for a ride there tomorrow. I guess while I'm waiting on that other part before we go and do this, so I can truly be at 100% turnaround point, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the seal here. So you guys can see, this is the brand new seal part number from Ford. I get it from United Parts Distribution in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. There's the brand new seal. They do ship all across the United States, so look them up. bam. It's like that, bam. There's the other half. So, yeah, went just like that. That's all of it together. And definitely that first part came out pretty easy, so I mean, that seal is gone. But anytime you take something like this apart, you definitely want to replace your seals, just because you don't want to have to go back in, you know, 6 months later, 2 years later, and it's like, oh, I got a leak in the place. I was right there, could have changed it. You might as well spend a couple extra bucks and try and change it. Brand new seal. Purdy. It does have that ring around it, so that's what I'm saying. I think it's unnecessary, but it's just an extra precaution. So it's kind of even. Handy dandy pick and I mean, I don't think it's ever gonna be quite like Ford gets it, but I mean, that's pretty close. I'll try maybe a new board. Yeah, that's in. All right, I can pull this out. There's a lot of dust and debris came with it. And we will shove in a brand new one. I get that part tomorrow. I'll take you guys with me. You'll get to see where I go. But until then, check out part 2. Definitely like and subscribe. Please hit the like button. It helps with YouTube's algorithm. It helps get people informed of what I'm doing here on my channel. And if you guys like it, definitely hit subscribe, and you can even hit the bell so you don't miss out on any post notifications, because I post new stuff all the time. Appreciate all the love and support. You guys enjoy. Catch you in the next one.